Yeah, please sit down, everybody. Okay, so the purpose of this is we're going to sign the contract for the Buddha Hall. And this gathering is for the community so that we can all come together and reaffirm that we're all in this together. Okay, we've done that before. We did a Sangha Karman. We did the whole thing with everybody placing our hands on top of each other, but this is it. Okay, you sign the thing and then it's a big deal. Okay, so it's really important that we're all together on this and we're all supporting it. We're all involved. There's a group of people who are doing different jobs and perhaps no guys, I mean, who wants to watch me write my name and initial a bunch of papers? Okay, that's not very interesting, but it's really to have everybody together. And then we invited all the people online who are involved in the Abbey to come and witness this. They will be involved as well, yeah, and to join in the feeling of celebration. And maybe I'm the only person that's nervous. Yeah. Some of you were at the signing of the real estate papers when we bought the property. Okay, so that was in the middle of a retreat at Cloud Mountain, where I was on the phone with the realtor and the radon people and all sorts of other things in the break time of the retreat. And then walking peacefully, calmly into the retreat to lead a meditation session or give a teaching. And when that was over, dashing back to the office, picking up the phone and what's the latest, because we got to get this signed by a certain date. Okay, so this isn't like that, but the feeling of taking responsibility for such a big project is really daunting. Yeah. And many people say to me, oh, thank you for doing this and da, 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 da. But it has nothing to do with me, because how the Abbey grows and what it becomes depends on all the people who come here. So it depends on the monastics who live here, whose monastery it is. It depends on the lay supporters who come to receive teachings and who volunteer and who help us so much. So this is not one person's thing. Yeah. And just to show you what is involved here. Okay, so there's this 15-page one. This is the one I have to sign and initial. Then there is this one, which is the general conditions. Okay, 40 pages. I don't have to sign and initial that one. And then this whole thing, 98 pages, okay, with all the plans and documents. And if you don't know anything about how to do a septic system and how to put in the rods for the geothermal and do the electrical, you can read this and learn, okay, and become an expert at how it's going to go. So actually, Venerable Tarpa is the expert about how it's going to go. She's the one who has gone through all these papers with a very good friend who is a lawyer and has helped us. Is he on the call at all? No? Okay, but just completely helped us so much about this. So our architect once said that we were the only people he knows that read the small print. Okay, so you can see there's lots of very small print. So Venerable Tarpa went through this whole thing with a fine-tooth comb and together with the lawyer, and then talked to the contractor. And then Venerable Damcha is talking with Peter, the sculptor who's making the statues, and also Mr. BJ in Nepal, who's doing the Ganjira and the deer and the Dharma wheel. Okay. And then Venerable Chuni is running around bugging me. No, she's doing all the communication with people and, you know, getting them all in line and writing the notices and stuff like that. Okay. And Venerable Sangye Kadro is, we're incorporating with the Buddha hall, which will be a change order to build a cabin called Metta Cabin for Venerable Sangye Kadro. So she has a place to live and study and so on. So that'll be down at the end of the garden. So what? Oh yeah, Venerable Ho-Ho. Venerable Samden, who's also involved in writing letters, talking to the acoustician. She's completing working on her 100,000 phone calls. Okay. Yeah, and she's made a lot of progress with it this time. Yeah. So, you know, that's kind of the central team. So I think maybe Venerable Tarpa has something to say. Where are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hello, everybody. I hope you're all well. I talked to Venerable Chuni earlier, and I realized I couldn't quite do what she wanted. First, I want to say also Venerable Semke is helping a lot, and Venerable Rinchen, but actually I think everybody's a part of this because we all work together so much. In terms of saying something, I have to just share with you my new word for the day. Venerable Children was saying about going through things with a fine-tooth comb. My new word for the day is slapdash. We have not been slapdash in this process, which means hasty, careless, or haphazard. So I feel a little bit like my brain is kind of like been so stuck in this minutia that all I can say is that once this gets going, and maybe even once it's completed, it will be a little easier to be really big about it. But the best I can do is say that this is going to be a fantastic project. It is a fantastic project, and it's been a really fantastic experience working with everyone and with all the support of everyone. So I think what I really want to say is let's enjoy this, because it's going to be different from what we've experienced before around building, and it will be new for people who are new at the Abbey, but it's just going to be amazing to see all this work unfold and for the Abbey to have a beautiful temple for the flourishing of the Dharma. I mean, that's the main thing I can go to, is how important this will be in the very long term for the Dharma to help be established in our country, which needs it sorely. So that's what I have to say. I'm sorry, my mind is like, that's not even the pages of the plans. The plans are about 150 pages. These are just the things that didn't quite get in those plans completely, that 99-page document or whatever it was. That's all the stuff we talked about that didn't quite make it. So anyway, it's been a great process, and I think it will continue to unfold. Well, nothing happens perfectly in construction, but I think it will be successful because we've done all the groundwork. So
good, thank you. Yeah, so we knew from the very beginning that at some point we would have to build a temple, a Buddha hall, because we've been using the first summer we were here, we transformed the garage into a meditation hall. So that's been our temple, our meditation hall, for 19 years now. And we outgrew it, So we've been in the planning stages for this project, I think about 3 years now. Yeah, okay, 2019. And we started with the architect, and then there's been so many delays. COVID was a huge delay. And then the supply chain, and it's so up and down and crisscross, and so we're hoping that part will go smoothly, because it's still, the supply chain delay is still quite vibrant. So I wanted to share with you, because we were in Korea last week, and for two days of a conference, and then they took us on like a pilgrimage to different temples. So one of the temples, they gave us each a little story about one temple. And this was the first one. And I read this story and I said, yeah, this needs to be told at our signing. Okay, so the story is, so this is from the teacher name was Daha Sunim. And she began a new way of teaching the Dharma that really appealed to people, because she was very down to earth and practical and how to do it in daily life. And she, Korea there's a lot of Buddhists in there, so it quickly had a lot of followers. And so people were in different cities were asking her to please set up a Dharma center. They don't call it a Dharma center. It's a temple, and there's monastics there, but it's open to the public. So they asked her to set up one. So in the town, this of Ulsan, so this is the Ulsan branch of Hanam Sian Center, okay? So there was a time when Korea was hit by a currency come banking crisis that left it no option but to seek official assistance from the IMF, in the International Monetary Fund, in 1997. So their teacher, they called her Kum Sunim, which is kind of like Gen Rinpoche, or something along that line. Okay, so Kun Sunim told us to build the Ulsan Sian Center at that time. And we said to her, we are afraid that it is going to be a big burden for our lay members, as they have been having difficulties even before this monetary crisis. We told Kunsumin, and she was silent. And then she said, "Don't you want to build it for the country and the people?" Okay, so that really hit me when I read that, because the lay members were thinking, it's going to be difficult to get the finances together and we should delay it and we don't want to inconvenience people and stuff like that. And she cut right to the chase of the matter. Why are you building this? And she said, "Don't you want to build it for the country and the people?" Because when you have a monastery and you have people cultivating love, compassion, joy, equanimity, people who are trying to realize the ultimate nature of phenomena, it's good for the country, to have people like that in it. It's good for the country to have people who are trying to be more ethical, who are working on themselves to try and have forgiveness and ethical conduct and love and compassion and wisdom and so on. And it's good for the country and it's good for the people. So we're building the Buddha Hall for the country and for the people in the country. It's not just for us. Okay, so for us to be very, very clear about all of that, because it's a responsibility. And when we invite other people to help us do this, we want them also to have the motivation. We're doing this for the people. We're doing this for the country. We're establishing a place where the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha can be seen and taught, and the teachings shared with society. Okay. Anybody have anything? Do you want to say something? Yeah, it's not just the country. Yeah, very true. I said the country. Which country? Yes, all countries. And even the places that aren't countries. Yeah. Geshe-la, would you like to say something? Do you want to come up? Oh, okay. Oh, there's another mic. Okay.
Thank you so very much for this honor. And it's a great pleasure and privilege to be part of the community here in witnessing this very historic moment. And as for its course of happening, it will take long and it will be arduous and will be demanding. That's something we should all be aware of. Yet at the same time, sharing our aspiration, same aspiration, to deal with the afflictions with Dharma, with the Dharma method. One should be looking forward to this challenge in really seeing this as an opportunity, and likewise having this very broad perspective to the ramifications of having such a place that too arranged and organized and being part of no other place but Sravasti Abbey. I say this because I have been to many places and I see the Dharma purity here, like in not that many places. And that's very precious. That's the reason why we have this confidence. And I fully agree when Venerable mentioned that we're doing this for the countries, for the people of all the world, because this indeed is going to reach out to far and wide and far, and particularly be very received well when coming from such a pure community, for everyone to come, see, experience, and affirm for themselves. So I haven't been involved in any of the monastic building construction works at all, but I have seen them taking long, really demanding a lot on the peoples and involving a lot. So that's something those who are here in residence should be aware and prepared for, as well as those of us who will be away will be aware and prepared for, and be of any possible help. And will use, as for myself, I will use my own network of friends and whatnot to really make the point with confidence that yes, this is going to go for a very good cause. And the stress here for Buddhist teaching is not because it is a religion, but because of its richness in this education system, we will call it. In this education system, educating the heart, educating the mind, together with educating the heart, which is what the world at the present moment and for a very, very long period will be lacking up, unless we have places like this flourishing, growing, and in more places. So this project is really historic. I'm very privileged and honored and delighted to be a witness to this signing of the contract, making a deal and making it go forward. Thank you so very much.
Venerable SK, would you like to say something? No? Okay, so the time has come. Yeah, you know, because signing the thing is really making a solid commitment. It's not theorizing, it's not aspiring, it's not gathering causes and conditions that still need to be gathered in the future, but it's making a commitment. We're going to do this no matter what. Yeah, this is part of the Bodhisattva path. And they say in the teachings that when you create, when you help to create a place where people practice the Dharma, then whenever people are using that place or sitting on the cushions or turning on the lights or anything, you know, to do their practice, that the people who help build it create merit from that. Yeah. So it's pretty amazing. So here we are. The way we've done it in the past is everybody is chanting. What mantra did we use in the first one at Cloud Mountain? We did Om Mani Padme Hum. And when we built Gautami, probably Om Mani Padme. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and Sravasti Hall for sure. We did. Okay, so let's do Om Mani Padme Hum. Where's our? Pass the mic. Oh. Oh. Okay. So I'll push this out of the way. we'll see if any of the pens work. Yes, okay. Do I have to do black? They're all blue. They're all blue. This one has a red. Yeah, I won't sign it. Okay, so let's begin. And, you know, while we're chanting, really invoke Chenrezig and all the other Buddhist Bodhisattvas to come and be here and support what we're doing, and so we can be so we can create peace in a chaotic world. That's why we want to create peace in a chaotic world. So may Chenrezig and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas come and witness this and support us in doing this. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. So there we go. And now Venerable Samten gets to photocopy the whole thing, so we have to send it to the contractor tonight. I think he's probably quite eager to get going. When we talked to him recently, he thought it would take about 2 weeks to, he said, mobilize. Yeah. So he thought it would start maybe the week of July 18th. We have learned from building a lot of buildings that things don't happen on time. Okay, but that's the information we have so far. When it starts building, you know, the excavation, and we have to take some trees out and so on, then you'll hear us all erupt in applause, because it's been a long time. In the meantime, we're going to do a blessing of the land where the Buddha Hall will be built. So that will be July 17th. So it's sharing the Dharma day. So we'll have meditation and a Dharma talk in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we'll go out to the building site. Yeah, a few people will make, you know, will speak very shortly. And then we'll, walk around the site so you can see where it's going to be. And we'll make offerings to the various deities and so on that we share the land with. So those of you who live nearby, please come. I think you need to delay your flight a couple more days. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we didn't tell you earlier, but we didn't know earlier. So, yeah. Okay, so that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So are we all in this together? Yay. Wait a minute, a couple of you are sitting there. Okay. Okay, so let's dedicate the merit then, and we'll do Star Spangled Compassion as part of the dedication. And then we're on our way and taking a big step. I mean, this is probably the huge, aside from getting the land, this is the hugest step that we've taken. So we're on good feet, good footing. Yeah, and we're gonna do this. Okay.
To the Spirit may we soon attain the awakened state of Guru Buddha, that we may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious floating mind, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. In the snowy mountain pure land, you're the source of good and happiness. Powerful Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig, may you stay until samsara ends. May the deeds of explaining and practicing the Dharma, done by groups supporting the teachings and their upholders, who spread the view of dependent arising and non-violent actions in the 10 directions. And especially at Sravasti Abbey in the West. May all beings everywhere, led by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of may no living creature suffer, poverty forever folded. May no one be afraid or belittled, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forth, and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water, and the springs. May the poor find wealth, whatever diseases there are, may these never lose. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be free. May the Palestine power that made people think of benefiting each other for as long as space endures, and as long as living beings remain. Until then, may I try to respect the history of the world.
Okay. So we're going to have a lot of people coming up and working here. They're not going to be Buddhists, but maybe they can pick up something from what we're doing. Yeah, that would be of benefit to them. Okay, off we go.